can transform our communities, one plant at a time. My mother showed me how. In her hometown of Chihuahua, and here, she is known affectionately as La Maestra Ruth. As a teacher, she connected with parents who, like herself, emigrated from Mexico in search of opportunity. Her parent conferences were often at the homes of her students. I remember women stopping by our house to have my mom help translate paperwork for school that needed to be filled out. Her students remember her as a teacher who always played with them during lunchtime. She always beat the boys at basketball. My big sister, Nara, hi, precious. We remember her as our adventurous mom and lifelong teacher. Our mom had just turned 50 when she was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. She was finishing up her master's thesis at the time, the first in our family to do so. As the weeks progressed, like her cancer, her graduation ceremony served as a symbol of perseverance. And only a few days before she was to receive her degree, our mom passed away. My sister and I walked in her stead. In the following weeks, I was desperate to hold on to anything of hers, all that reminded me of her. I went through her clothes, old books, shuffled papers, and in a box in the corner of the garage, I found a red leather-bound book I had never seen before. It was her research project on water quality in rural indigenous towns in Chihuahua, specifically educating the community on the importance of clean drinking water. It was a record of her dreams as a community activist put to paper, and I saw in her something I wanted to bring out in myself. This has inspired my own research today. It was through a Chicana Studies class that I first learned about food justice, the idea that fresh, affordable, and culturally appropriate food is a human right. My study is focused around El Cerro, the community where Desert View Elementary is located, where my mom taught, and where I grew up. 1 in 3 New Mexican children is growing up hungry. They are most likely to come from low-income families of color, like mine. El Cerro is one of many food deserts, defined by the Department of Agriculture as census tracts, with a poverty rate over 20%, and where 1/3 of the families must drive more than 10 miles to reach fresh, healthy, and affordable foods. Children who think bananas are brown because those are the only kinds sold at the liquor stores in their neighborhood. El Cerro reflects a national trend of increasing rates of obesity, diabetes, and other diet-related diseases. Wanting to combat these environments, I sought out to intern with the Southwest Organizing Project's food justice organization, Project Feed the Hood. Yeah. They work in garden spaces where community members reclaim their land by growing their own food within a corporate food system that reinforces inequality. We must reverse the trends in our country that are disproportionately affecting people of color by providing spaces of empowering activism within local communities. And if we want to start instilling healthy eating habits, school-based gardens are a vital way to connect students to the food that they eat. For young students, gardens are a classroom, a place for hands-on learning. For us, learning comes from a place of healing. Some of my mom's former 5th grade students were part of the classrooms at Desert View Elementary that helped to dedicate the Ruth Olivas Community Garden. The students researched what to grow, how we could maintain it, and what we could potentially eat from our harvest. Together, as we dug holes and got our hands dirty, we laughed, remembering how my mom would pinch our cheeks. Precious. Really? She did that to you too? We argued over who could make the best salsa, using the garden's tomatoes, jalapenos, cilantro, onions. Our collaboration with Desert View Elementary expanded to involve local high school students from the Upward Bound program. The high schoolers guided third grade students in projects, one of which was creating bird feeders, another, a bench that sits facing the 7 garden beds, this little oasis in the desert valley of the Manzano Mountains. The Ruth Olivas Community Garden is a symbol of love for community, well-being, in the memory of a beloved teacher, scholar, friend, and mother. One plant at a time. What's your garden? Thank you.